Kia listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to day 8 of the May Grand Sumo Tournament. Look, there's not much to report from day 7. Kirishima had an easy Oshi win over Daisho to go 7-0. Kotazakura lost again to Oho this time, but in the process grabbed Oho around the head and yanked him over the bales on the way out. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a bit of a talking to about that one. Kotazakura, he is in trouble. 2 wins and 5 losses. Oshidashi was the day for Atami Fuji. He just dealt with Wakamoto Haru back and over easily. Atami Fuji needs more of that. Kota Shoho survived a bit of an arm pull by Hirodumi to get in front of him and Oshi him out for his 4th win. Ichi Yamamoto, he got Oshi smashed by Wakataka Kage. Wakataka Kage just got under the armpits off the tachiai and Oshidashi'd his fanboy back straight over the bales. 6-1 for Wakataka Kage. Fujinokawa, well, he hankered Takanosho for a win. Yoshino Fuji versus Gonayama, that was a match that was worth a watch. Furious Oshi battle, Sapari thrusting before Yoshino Fuji clamped up Gonayama's arms and Oshidashi Gonayama back and over. 4 wins for Yoshino Fuji, 5-2, bit of a dent for Gonayama. The other chaser, Koto Eho, he pulled a pull-down win on Wakanosho. He was a bit too committed, a little bit too far in front of his feet, and Wakanosho went down forward. Tobizaru, however, he kept up his pace in the chasing pack with a win over Shishi, got himself one strand of Shishi's belt and used it to drag Shishi around him and down Owata Shinage, open belt throw there. So, on to day 8. Well, the race might have just opened up a little bit tonight. Kirishima, he faced chaser Gonayama. Good tachiai. Kirishima came out thrusting. Gonayama retreated and goes around as Kirishima chases. Kirishima gets inside on the body, pushes Gonayama to the bales. Now, Kirishima had him on the bales, but for some reason decides to try a beltless body throw Sukiyanage on Gonayama to the side, which all that does is bring Gonayama back into the ring. It was an unusual tactical decision at that point. It put Gonayama back into play again. They reset, start thrusting again, but Gonayama gets inside the body and drives Kirishima back and over the bales. That was a Yusho defining one. The Zensho Yusho, which is a 15-0 undefeated Yusho, is over for Kirishima as he takes his first loss. But it is still Kirishima's Yusho to lose from here. Gonayama, he moves to 6 wins. Kirishima stays on 7. Kotazakura, he faced Daisho, notched up yet another loss. It was a bit of a weak loss, to be honest. Easy Oshi loss, I should say. 2 wins for Kotazakura. Daisho not doing too much better on 3 wins. Kota Shoho, he survived a pretty weak hanker by Wakamoto Haru, then turned, faced Wakamoto Haru and Oshi'd him out. 5 wins for Kota Shoho, 2 wins for Wakamoto Haru, also in deep trouble. Wakataka Kage showed that he is a serious contender and a good win over Oho. It was a good tachiai. Wakataka Kage tries for the belt while Oho tried to clamp the left hand of Wakataka Kage, looks for a body grip on the right. Wakataka Kage retreated, pivots, gets a hand on the belt, changes direction and drives Oho back with his belt grip. Oho is gone and over. 7 wins Wakataka Kage, 3 for Oho. Easy drive-out win for Atami Fuji over Shodai, who just seemed a bit disinterested. 4 for Atami, 2 for Shodai. Good win for Yoshino Fuji over Fujinokawa. It was a good tachiai. Fujinokawa drives a hand under Yoshino Fuji's shoulder, looking for the Katasakashi maybe. Yoshino Fuji clamped him up with the other hand. Fujinokawa tries to get away as Yoshino Fuji goes Oshi pushing and drives Fujinokawa over the bales. 5 wins for Yoshino Fuji, 4 for Fujinokawa. Ichi Yamamoto, he did the big double Nodowa neck thrust and then pull away to drop Takanosho down to the dirt. Work to do for Ichi Yamamoto after his loss to his hero last night. He's on 3 wins, 3 for Takanosho. Big drive by Hiradumi over Tsurunumi, back and over for him. Hiradumi goes to 4, Tsurunumi stuck on 5. Fujisien will look up next time he faces Abi. Big henker by Abi, Fujisien goes down forward. Nishiki Fuji dealt with Shishi on the belt for his second win. Shishi also in trouble on 2 wins. Ura and Tobizaru had a bit of a banger tonight. It was a good touchy eye as they struggled for arms. Tobizaru trying to keep him at distance, as Ura does as well. Ura was forced around the ring. They battled it out. Tobizaru forces Ura back to the bales and bends him back incredibly. The flexibility of Ura, but Ura pivots, escapes, recovers. They battle it out a little bit more. Ura ended up against the bales and then drives forward. Tobizaru going backwards in a hurry, back off the dohyo into the Hanamichi laneway where he fires into one of the cameramen and lands badly. He stays down for a moment, but eventually Tobizaru gets up. As Ura was driving him forward, his foot converted over, so the top of his foot looked like it touched the surface before Tobizaru went over. Either way, it was a mono-e and they called it a rematch, Toraneoshi. So the second time they go into an arm and thrust, but Ura gets turned. Tobizaru takes advantage and drives Ura over the bales. 5 wins for Ura, 7 wins for Tobizaru. I would say that Ura was probably lucky to get a Toraneoshi there because his foot did convert over, and I think it was over before Tobizaru, his foot went outside the bales. Koto Eho, he's in the chase back, took a loss to Fujiryoga. Fujiryoga got hold and drove Koto Eho to the bales, crushed him down. Koto Eho stuck on 6 wins. Fujiryoga joins him on 6 wins. Poor old stager Tamawashi still hasn't picked up a win as he picks up his losing record. Makekoshi with a 0-8 after a loss to Ryuden. Ryuden pressured him against the bales for long enough that Tamawashi, obviously one of his legs is heavily strapped on the calf. He was against the bales on his good leg and the pressure just was too much. He collapsed on that knee. Tsukihise, unintentional knee touchdown was a Kimarite given for that one. Tamawashi, I doubt he's going to get a win this tournament the way he's going. So that's it for day 8. 7 wins has Kirishima, Wakataka Kage, and Tobizaru right down the bottom of the Bansuke. 6 wins has Koto Eho, Fujiryoga, and Gonoyama. 5 wins has Koroshoho, Yoshino Fuji, Tsurunumi, Fujiseian, Oshoma, Asanayama, Hakano Fuji, Roga, and Ura. The rest, they have some catching up to do. They're a little bit behind the ball. That's it for tonight, folks. Join me again. Hakioi, let's learn sumo.